Good day, everyone. Ma'am Dolores and to my classmates. So, at this juncture, we will welcome our new topic, Functions of Educational Management, by yours truly, Janice Rigon. Okay, and together we will discover the principles, processes, or phases, and the importance of each function of educational management. All right. So, talking about management is a simple reminder we have here saying that no amount of good instruction will come out without effective management. Okay, so let's proceed. But before that, we have six functions of educational management: uh, planning, organizing, staffing, directing, controlling, and evaluating. So let's start with the first function, planning. Okay, so planning is a basic function which is specifying or determining the goals or objectives to be achieved and deciding in advance the appropriate actions needed to achieve those goals. So, planning activities includes analyzing current situations, anticipating the future, determining objectives, deciding what activities to engage, choosing strategies, and determining the resources needed again to achieve the goals. Okay, so moving forward, let's have the meaning and nature of planning. So it is a process whereby a direction is mapped and then the ways and means for following that direction are specified. So a plan is a product of the planning process and can be defined as a set of decisions about what to do, why, and how to do it. So planning is a process of taking decisions for future actions in order to achieve predetermined objectives by optimum utilization of available resources in a limited time frame. Okay, so um, it is seen as an exercise of optimization of resources. So, planning attempts to maximize output within the given resources and ensures that the benefits are distributed more equitably among various sections of the population. So, talking about resources, um, here, resources include all the three types of resources. So we have the physical or material resources. Next is the financial resources, and the third one is the human resource or human resources rather. Okay, so in planning, plans sets the stage for action, and also without plans. Oh, oh man, I'm sorry. Okay, so in planning, plans sets the stage for action and so for major achievements also. So without plan, um, where will there be actions? And without actions, will there be such achievements? Okay, so historically, planning is a top-down approach. So, for example, the top executives establish plans and tells others to implement them. But now and in the future, planning has become a continual process, whereas people throughout the organization use their brains and the brains of every stakeholders, everyone, to identify opportunities to create, seize, strengthen, and sustain competitive advantage. So therefore, um, we can see how important planning is in such management, especially in educational management. So now, okay, the methodology of planning in education is illustrated. So we have there the target setting, followed by analysis, creation, action, and evaluation of the results a plan. Okay, so let me take this here. Okay, so we have certain steps that are involved in order to plan for education. So these are as follows: diagnosis of the educational situation, target setting, intervention strategies and activities, costing and budget preparation, implementation and monitoring mechanism, and negotiations, appraisal, and approval. So for diagnosis of educational situation, diagnosis in planning is a process of making realistic assessment regarding what and how much has already been achieved until now. So, diagnosis in the context of educational planning is an effort to make a fair assessment of achievements and constraints. Next, we have the target setting. So, here, targets are translation of objectives in clearly defined quantitative terms. Next is the intervention strategies and activities. So here are some important points to keep in view. First is in a decentralized planning, any single strategy may not be uniformly operational or applicable in different areas, and that is why probably for addressing a single problem, one may have to envisage a set of strategies for a given context. So many times, a single strategy may not be enough to address an issue or a problem, and there will be a need to work out multiple strategies for addressing a single problem. So, this is very common for us teachers and future teachers. So, just like in our classroom, a single technique, strategy, or strategy is not enough to manage the classroom. So, same as with planning. So, all the problems and issues identified during the planning exercise must be tackled, and intervention strategies should be worked out accordingly. And there should thus be a linkage between the problems or issues identified and the intervention strategies developed for addressing them. Okay, so we have various steps that are involved in estimation of financial requirements. So, first, is listing of all the activities to be undertaken. Second is classifying all these activities into two categories. So we have the activities having cost implications and the activities which do not have cost implications. Next is classifying the activities which have cost implications into recurring and non-recurring heads. And working are working are the average of cost of recurring activities and unit cost for non-recurring activities, and last is the estimation of costs separately. So next we have the implementation schedule and monitoring mechanism. So there are several ways of constructing implementation schedules. However, an effective implementation plan makes use of the network-based techniques such program evaluation and report technique and critical path method. Okay, so last, for negotiations, appraisal, and approval. Negotiation is a process by which we can which one can bargain for more resources. So, if the proposals made in the plan document are justified and the planning team is able to convince the authorities, it is very likely that they may get more resources. So, the soundness of the proposals, which constitute a plan, is an important consideration influencing the amount of resources allocated. Okay, so that is for the methodology of planning and education. So let's proceed to educational planning. So it is one of the components of the overall national socio-economic development. So the better we meet the needs, the more value we deliver. So again, planning is the process of setting objectives and determining what should be done to accomplish them. Planning sketches a complete mental picture of what we should do. Um, we can equate planning with a blueprint itself. So planning serves as the blueprint for us to guide us along the process. Okay? Okay, so therefore, we must put the plan into action. And the question is why? Alright, so we put our plans into action to ensure success of the institution. So we identify this with the vision, mission, and core values of an institution, for example. So, what is the vision? How will the vision be attained? Which is indicated and supported by the mission and core values of the institution. So, here we have the perfect example. The DepEd's vision, mission, and core values. Okay? Okay, so next is to proper distribute the scarce resources. So, as the scarcity of financial and non-material resources poses a challenge to education, planning is a response to such challenges and explores the possibilities of alternative uses and optimum utilization of limited resources. Another reason or purpose is to plan effectively and efficiently to save what? To save time, money, and effort. Okay, last but not the least is to attain predetermined purposes in coordinated means. Okay, so before I end this discussion, here are some quotations that I find essential for planning as a primary function of the educational management. Okay, so according to Alan, failing to plan is like planning to fail, and a good plan is half of the work done. Okay, so that is all for now, and I hope to find sample case studies. My apologies po for not having them now. So I wish everyone to have a blessed day, and thank you so much po. That would be all, and goodbye.